Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel, and I have here an amazing smartwatch that you've never heard of. Now I've been using this watch for about 3 days and I wanted to use it even longer before I did a very thorough review. However, I don't want you to miss out on this opportunity because right now you could get this for an amazing price. It's called the AmazeFit or the AmazeFit by Xiaomi. And we'll go into the details about that company, but $105 at GearBest right now. They're having a flash sale, so I don't want you to miss out because you probably got a little over a day left to get this if you end up interested in it. And I gotta tell you, it's an awesome watch. It is freaking awesome. So let me go over some of the amazing standout features right up front to find out if you're interested, and then we'll dig down even deeper into the details. Now I'm going to do the unboxing after the details because I just feel it's better. So the main pieces of this watch here is, here's your charger, which you know, it's a budget type of charger. It just sort of clicks in. You have some contacts here, and it just sort of clicks on. I don't want to do it because I want to show you this battery life here in a moment. So the first standout feature is this display. It's not an ordinary display that you would find on most smartwatches that, you know, are lit up and bright and suck the battery dry. It's a transflective display, and it's a color LCD. It's an LCD just like you would find on these old style watches, except it's color and it's better resolution, and when it's sitting static and not doing anything, it's not using any battery, which is pretty cool. So it's always on. Whereas these guys, if you want to conserve battery, you got to let them go blank, and then through motion they might turn on. You got to hit the button. So huge feature. Other things, GPS is built into this, so you don't have to have your phone with you on runs and cycling and whatnot. This could be standalone, and the GPS will track wherever you go, and it's doing the step counting too, and we're going to go into all those features. It has a heart rate monitor. It has that same optical heart rate monitor that all your smartwatches these days have, your pricier sports type watches. And another amazing thing, the price of this thing right now on GearBest for $105. It's insane. It is insane. So anyway, I want to talk about the company, and while I do that, I'll go ahead and show you my unboxing that I did 3 days ago. I'll just sort of show you that as I talk about the company, because you've never heard of this watch probably. Let's start with back in November 2016. A company called Huami, I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Huami announced that they are bringing its beautiful sub $200, that's right, it was $200, AmazeFit PACE smartwatch to the United States. Huami is the manufacturer of Xiaomi Wearables. Xiaomi with the X, X-I-A-O-M-I Wearables. Now, some of you might have heard about Xiaomi. It's a huge brand in the Asian market, and they're best known for their amazing smartphones in that market, and the Mi Band 2, which I actually reviewed here on this channel because I thought it was so awesome. It's like the most popular sports band, short of maybe the Fitbits. It is the most popular in the world, but they're not popular in the US market yet. Well, I think things are about to change, because when people see this, when they see this, they are going to be an instant fan like myself. I just cannot believe how great this watch is, and for $105, you can't freaking beat that with a baseball bat. Now, AmazeFit smartwatch here is not the first one to use transflective display. As a matter of fact, right here, I reviewed the Motorola Sport 360 almost a year ago, and it has it. See, you can't see anything when I block. And then, of course, it will get that backlight going if it has to. What's great about this technology is when you go out in the bright sun, watches like these OLEDs could get washed out where they're hard to see in direct sunlight. These just get brighter because they're reflecting that light back, so they actually become even easier to see in direct sunlight. It actually is what you want to happen with a sports watch because you're outside in the sun doing stuff. Now the Motorola, however, you can't change the bands, which is kind of bad. It's more expensive still to this day, and battery life is not great. You would think with a transflective display they would have done better. However, the best I could get out of this is almost 2 days. Best I can get out of it. Okay, real quick technical details. It has an accelerometer on it, so it can do stair stepping. It can do a compass. As a matter of fact, I'm going to go ahead and start showing you some of these features right now. I'm going to click the button. You got a button right here. It sort of wakes up the display, so it makes it so it actually becomes a touch screen. And here's your compass, and you can see as I turn it. And then if you tap it again, since I'm not outside, well, it gives you a lat and long, and it gives you the altimeter. And what's amazing about the air pressure, it has altimeter and air pressure. What's amazing is, watch this here. Is it up a bit? Go all the way down here. Let that focus. It is so sensitive. Technical specs of this guy is you have a ceramic bezel Gorilla Glass. Back is kind of a plastic. Again, you have your contacts, heart rate monitor, 22 millimeter watch bands. And this is the one that it came with. It also comes in black, so you could choose between this red that has this black or the black one. It's like a silicone. Really nice watch bands. What's cool is, since I own a Samsung Galaxy or a Samsung S3 that uses 22, I had picked up all these silicone watch bands, all these different colors, and guess what? I could use them for this too. I'm going to put a link because I got these for like, I don't know, $16 or $17 on Amazon. All of these as a package for 17 bucks. So if you do get this, then you can change the color up if you want, depending on what you're wearing, if you're fashionably sensible. The display is 1.34 inches. It is 320 by 300 pixels, and it's that always-on transflective display that does have a backlight, so it can, you know, if you make it dark enough, and I think I set this to auto where it will turn on, see? And there, so dim. So it does have a back, so it gets really dark. It can light up. Weight is almost 2 ounces. It has a 1.2 gigahertz processor, 4 gigs of storage. So you can load music onto this through the app, which I'll show you. And then you can Bluetooth to headphones and listen to music without your cell phone. So you got the GPS built in here, you got an MP3 player built in here. You don't need your cell phone on your while you're exercising out there. Connectivity, you got your Bluetooth and you got your Wi-Fi. Now battery life, I want you to take note right here. And by the way, this is not the only watch face. I'll show you that too. This is going to be a long video. You can see 43%. That's 3 days of use. And it's not 3 days of use where I'm not messing with it. I was outside walking with the GPS running, so the total amount of walking with that GPS actually running, because I selected, you know, walk, I don't run, is probably about 3 hours total of the GPS just tracking during this 3-day use, and that's what I got. So I'm on track for about 5 days. Now if you don't mess with this at all, you could expect about 11 days of battery life if you just let it be a watch and not use the GPS and all that functionality. It's water resistant, you know, to the IP67. I saw some videos where people put underwater water dust resistant. I wouldn't go swimming with it, although you might be able to, but I didn't test it. So and I love this watch, so I don't want to put it underwater. I'm sorry. I want to use this watch. That's how much I love it. They also list, here's something interesting, they got the heart rate sensor, the optical that you find everywhere. They also have GPS and GLONASS, which is the Russian GPS. I don't know if it could actually use the Russian stuff or not, but that's pretty cool. They have it listed here in the specs. Okay, so let's roll in. I think because I covered everything. Also has compass, altimeter. Oh, you get notifications too. So I don't know if you swipe. You got to wake it up all the time. You got to get used to that. And this button's kind of hidden away here, so it is kind of an awkward place for the button, but it's sort of Appleistic in a way because you don't see any buttons or anything. Nice, clean. So you got to sort of wake it up, and then you have a certain amount of time to swipe and do things. So you could see, you could run through your notifications and you could dismiss them and see how it tells you, oh, you're on track for the amount of steps that you set into it. You get alerts if you're sitting too long, things like that. Every morning it gives you notification for the weather because it gets the weather through the app too. Let's go back to the main screen and I could sort of sequence through. Here's weather, daily overview, how many steps and stuff. Heart rate. Now you can force a heart rate. I'm going to go ahead and hit this button. We'll make it check and you could actually see the lights going on, and I'll go ahead and just put it on my wrist here real quick. I'll try not to talk and get excited while it's checking. Calm, think calm. Alright, there we go. So you got your heart rate. I gotta wake it back up. Alright, weather, overview, heart rate. There's your music, your MP3 player that's built in. You could set alarms in right off here. You got your compass, and I'll go ahead and let that kick in. And you can see that. And then if you click it again, it'll give you latitude, longitude, which I don't want to show that. And you got your air pressure and altitude. Now, earlier today I was outside, and what's amazing is how sensitive this air pressure is. Like, I squatted down and then I stood up. You could actually see the pressure change. That is freaking amazing. Alright, so let me see if I had anything else. After compass, you have a stopwatch. Sleep. You can leave this on at night and you can measure your sleep. I've been sleeping really terrible, so you can see all the movement and light and heavy sleeping and waking up that I was doing. It was really bad last night. And training center I haven't messed with because, again, I wanted to race this review up on YouTube so you can get all this fun stuff. Now, you could get to the apps by going all the way to the left, and you could see I could walk, run, indoor sports, bicycling, indoor bike, elliptical, activities, settings. So in activities, I could probably go back to a recent activity, maybe, and you can see here's a couple of different activities that I had took in, and it actually, you can see the GPS shows, you know, your path and all this information, as you can see right there. Absolutely amazing. Even your heart rate. So it will do constant heart rate while you're doing your exercise. But while you're wearing it under normal conditions, it's not going to do constant heart rate unless you go in, like I just showed you, and do a heart rate separate. Alright, so let me back up. Now you can back up by swiping to the left like that. So you could go back and see some of your past history of stuff. Alright, so pretty neat. Settings, we could go into settings real quick. I'll show you those. So you have your lap alert, your HR alert, time, target distance, pace alert, sport trail, and data screens, 4 fields. So you have all these different things there. So those are settings for your exercises themselves. So I'm just showing you these really quick. Okay, now you saw what I did on your regular screen. If you swipe down, showing you your weather, you can put in airplane mode. I guess that's a night mode. This is your backlight, so you could set it to where it's automatic, so when it senses motion, if it's really dark, the light will automatically come on, or you could hit lock it off or lock it on if you want. See how that screen locked? You've got to wake it up under a certain amount of time. And then you can go into the watch settings itself right there. Time format, you could set it to silent because it does vibrate. It has like a vibrate alert, not a noise alert. time silent, airplane mode, auto airplane vibration, and right now I have it set to medium, which is, I can feel it move. Backlight set to auto upload, which is off, so I gotta, if you want the data to get here, I gotta manually push it, which is better for battery life. Tap to wake, so instead of hitting that button all the time, I could set it up where if you touch the display, it will wake, and that was something that was done in the recent firmware update. Wear habit left, so you have to set it to your left or right arm. So pretty cool. Now, are you stuck with this watch face? No, you're not stuck with this watch face. I'm going to grab my cell phone and show you the app. So if you open up the AmazeFit app, that's what you're going to see right there. And battery life, you can see 42%. You could go in and see some of your steps and data, but you're not going to see your path. Now, this is one of the cons. If you want to actually see your track and all those pretty things like some of the other more expensive things, what they do instead of incorporating into this app is it sort of syncs with Strava. Strava. It's a very popular running app, and it will synchronize all that stuff. So you saw how it had like a little GPS path there. It actually will overlay it on a map and everything, and it'll upload that to Strava, and that's where you'll get your full-blown workout kind of overview. Really cool, and it's free for the basic stuff. And again, you can see all that data right there. You're walking. I'm going to go ahead and back up one, and you can go daily, weekly, monthly, all that good stuff. So you got your steps. Back up. Sleep. So there's more detail of my lousy sleep pattern. Heart rate right there, and again there was some detail. Okay, fat burning while you're exercising, it has a number on the bottom for fat burning number, so I guess that corresponds with whatever these numbers are here. So if you get your, I guess, your heart rate between 83 and 116, that's a good fat burning place to be. And then you have higher for aerobatic, whatever, and then non-workout, whatever. I'm not, I just like walking. I like trying to get a certain amount of steps in a day. This, if you want like super detailed stuff while you're exercising, you're probably going to be best off with a Garmin, which is way more expensive. But if you just, like me, a casual walker workout trying to lose weight, this is awesome. You're not always charging it all the time. You don't have that anxiety of the battery always running out with this guy. So it keeps your heart rate down. Alright, watch faces. This is exciting, especially with the last firmware update, because you can actually customize some of the watch faces. But I'm going to let you see how those change. So I'm going to go ahead and click one here, and you can see how it will change that watch face. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in really close enough where it's in focus. There we go. I'm going to run through. You already saw this one. Here's another watch face. This is a cool watch face right here. I actually had this watch face the other day. I was wearing like a lot of green, and then I put on my green silicone band. Look how nice that goes together. 22mm, by the way. Take standard 22mm. Get the ones with the little clippy things, which this has, so to make it easy to take them on and off. Alright, here is probably the default out of the box watch face right there. And again, I can make this brighter and darker by moving the light around, because remember, it is transflective. That's what it's all about here. Let's see, we got this guy. Boop. Pretty cool. Here's a pretty cool one called Speed Zone. This is another one that I've enjoyed using a lot. You can see there. This one's called Jogging Track. Now there are a few of them that you could get in there and customize, and I'll try to find one of them. I'll just show you real quick how that sort of works. So I'm showing you all the cool watch faces. That's a pretty cool one, matches this band pretty good. And just to show you direct sunlight, how bright this could get, here's a flashlight. So again, it gets, the brighter it is outside, at the right angle, this gets crazy bright. See what I'm talking about? Right there. That's like if the sun were going. I'm going to leave that right there for a moment. Here's another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one. That one, City Elite. Here's camouflage, so that would go with the green bands right there. Pretty cool. Sort of like a Timex or a Casio going on there. Here's another one. And more. Now, there's 3 more. Here's one called Golden Rooster. This was a very popular one because this one you could actually, I'm going to press and hold. Actually, you got to wait. Okay, the display was woke up. And you see how it says settings? So some of these, some of the watch faces, you have settings. And then, see how it says background? Now, right now, okay, now I'm just sequencing through the faces. But what I could have done is, in the app here, I could have downloaded a picture. And then I could have changed that background. And it could have been whatever picture I put there. So, like, if you have kids, then you probably can't afford this watch. No, just kidding. You can put your, you put your wife, or you could put your kids, and you could see them as your background and back of the face there. So, pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and bring this light a little bit. I wonder if I got this all turned. You know what? I didn't even have it turned up all the way. There we go. So that sort of helps things around there. See how bright that gets at the right angle? And that's the correct angle, whereas if you had it on your wrist and you're looking at it, that's the angle where they optimize that reflective display, which is important. And again, I'm going to go back to one of my 2 favorite right there. Right there. Alright. Voila! So, now, let's say you want to work out, okay? So, I walk. I'm just going to hit the walk button. And the first thing it's going to do is it's going to try to find the GPS. And I've done this outside several times. I think I did a video of it. But this little thing goes around, these little tick marks around the outside until it picks up the GPS signal and gets its fix. And then it will tell you, it'll count down, and then you'll start. Now I'm going to just hit skip here on what I have here on my desktop. And there's your countdown. And then it will start going. So you'll have like a constant display of your progress, and you can sort of scroll through. You could set up a route, and it could direct you onto that route if you want to. I didn't mess with that, and you could play with your music. If you scroll to the sides, and then you could scroll down here and get all this data live as it's happening while you're doing your thing. Steps, mileage, elapsed time, your heart rate, your calories, your average speed and speed. So pretty cool, and it lets you know your current time too. So it's kind of nice. Now, when you're ready to stop, you probably have to hit the button, and then you swipe once, and then you stop your exercise and ask you, are you sure? And then you will get all the information, the summary, which was the same thing that I showed you when you go to that activities. It'll give you that same summary. Let me show you that. So you'll get this sort of thing like that at the end when you finish your thing. It'll tell you all that information. Alright, so we'll back up again. And I like that it has the elliptical, because I do have an elliptical, although I've not been on it lately because my back is so bad. Notifications. So you can turn on or off push notifications, and you could also have messages when people call, and then you could have certain apps, and you could turn those apps on and off whether you want them to send the notifications or not. App settings, you could change your weather, where you're from, and the order. You could change the order of stuff and the order of the items listed. So if you always walk, like when you scroll this way and you have the different sports, the different things you're about to do, if you walk all the time and not run, you could change the order. So what you do is always on top. Like weather settings, again, you could also, by the way, you can change it from Fahrenheit to Celsius if you want, and you could have daily reminder and weather warnings and things like that. This is a long video. I really want to show you all the features this does have. It's not complete features of a full-blown smartwatch, but it's pretty damn close. Test notification. I'm going to show you what the notifications will do, what they're like. I'm going to send, here's what a low battery alert would look like. Right there. And again, you could just, oh, I gotta wake it up, because I don't have that touch thing set up. Here's an incoming call, and I can feel it vibrate right now, so that's what that looks like. Here's your stand up and move notification. Whoops, I got all these I got two notifications at once. So there you go. So it gives you that if you're sitting too long. There's the low battery, so it's going back now through all the notifications because I didn't clear them. What else? Here's a weather alert. Alright, so there's all that. System permissions, so you got to go in there and make sure it has permission to do all the things that so it can get those alerts. It has to be able to have permission to things on your phone to be able to do all that. Let's see, widget and app management. Alright, so again, you can turn on and off, like when I was going through and showing you heart rate, alarm, and all that stuff. You don't have to have all those things there. You could turn them on and off. You could also change the order, so certain things could, you don't have to keep on swiping to the right through all of those to get to the ones you want to use the most. I know I set my step goal. Remember I told you? Now I set it here for 8. I actually want to change this, but you could change your step goal in here somewhere. Okay, in the help screen it said how you change the goal, so I bet you there might be somebody out there who wants to change their goal one day and they're watching my video. So it says to go over here and, whoops, I don't want to shut down, and go to your daily steps widget. Okay, it says tap on, so it's showing by hour. Okay, unit. Okay, that is by hour. And then it says swipe down to reach settings. Ah, there we are. So that's where you could change your goal. So if I want to change my goal to, let's say, 10,000, I can do that. You know what? I'm actually going to leave this at 8,000 because I'm broke. And you get your goal alert, your move alert, to tell you, hey, you're sitting around. So that's how you sort of get in there and do that. Now, remember I told you Strava? That's how you can get a lot of your data tracking, you know, see how you walked, where you walked, and all that good stuff. So in the app, if you go to Activity Sync, and on the bottom you set up the Strava, so you set up an account on the Strava thing. And there you go. You can actually see your track superimposed on a video, and it tells you your morning walk and how far, and all that detail. And you could send it, post it, social media, all that good fun stuff. You could share it, compete with friends through it. So really, that's this is a very lengthy video, and I probably did not cover everything that this amazing watch can do, but I'll tell you what, AmazeFit is the proper name for this, because This right now, $105. That's amazing. I could roll in this guy, which, you know, this is Samsung greatest, and the lowest it's ever been is $300 for the S3. I mean, it can do more, but not much more. The feature set is pretty much the same. Even with the Samsung Galaxy, you don't have the Android store. It doesn't use the Google's Wear OS, so you have a limited amount of dial faces too. Now it's all within Samsung store, and yeah, there's maybe 100 or whatever. You definitely don't have that. You got what, about 10 or 15 watch faces here. Now with the Motorola, where did I put that Motorola guy? You get the full gear store, but the OS, the Wear OS, is probably the most awkward out of the three here. It's just not as functional and graceful as these two. Now you saw how things are slightly delayed here. Remember, I turned off the tap to wake thing where you got to hit the button if you don't like reaching back and doing that. When it's on your arm, it's a bit easier to, once you get used to it, to find that button and press it. But that helps you save the battery, and it helps inadvertently setting that off. This thing, I still recommend it. The Motorola 360 Sport, however, you can change. You know, you're fixed with this band, so if the band breaks, you're screwed. And you know, battery life is not really that great at all. And this guy, I love it. I love the Samsung, but it is very pricey. Very pricey, and it does do more. You know, ultimately you get what you pay for, but you're getting way more than what you're paying for with this guy. And it is a very beautiful watch. You have to get used to this always on display. As you can see, the angle of view has to be perfect for the reflective, but you get used to it. You just pick up your arm and you just, you know, you just naturally will tip it so it reflects properly. And then it's nice and bright, and it's bright all the time without eating up your battery. It's freaking awesome, and it feels so nice. What they did was the ceramic bezel, and then you have your Gorilla Glass, just feels nice and smooth. You barely feel the transition between the two. It just feels very smooth and nice, and you don't have any buttons showing. Very nice, and I love it that you could put on any 22mm band, and they have different color faces that you could sort of match the band to your clothing if you're a fashionista. Just you cannot beat this price for this feature set and this battery life. You really can't. So I can't recommend this watch enough. I really like this watch. There we go. What time is it? And I love the orange. Actually, it's the color. It's the summer color for 2017. Believe it or not, I even have a pair of orange Crocs. Yeah, Crocs that match this perfect, which is pretty awesome. But again, get any color band you want. If you want to put black leather on there, I could take the black leather band that came off with my Samsung and put it on here just to show you what that would sort of look like. If you could imagine, it would sort of just, it's kind of hard. Let me see. There we go. Just show you what that would look like. See? You can go with just about everything. I have a tan band right here. Now, because this is black bezel, I don't know if a light leather would go well, but if you pick a lighter display of some sort, it could. But, it's a gorgeous watch. You know, a lot of the cheap watches, I had reviewed a SMA watch, and actually the battery is dead right now, which I highly recommend it. It had a e-ink kind of transreflective display also, and it with a 2-week battery life, but it didn't have near the feature set, and I think it ran about $60. I got it from GearBest. Still an amazing watch, but it's not the feature set. This is in a whole nother league, because this doesn't even have GPS, and not near as pretty. as gorgeous as this. It is a little big. It is a little big. That's a 1.34 inch display. So if you have a really, really pencil skinny thing, you can imagine that will be your whole wrist there. But again, because the band just swivels, you know, where it can get all the way, it will fit on your arm, and it's comfortable. It's not heavy at all. It's very lightweight, even though you have that ceramic and Gorilla Glass. It's, you know, it's just a hair under 2 ounces. Very lightweight. And these bands, these silicone bands, very, very comfortable. So I recommend, if you know, you can get leather, but I tell you what, you can get these silicone bands in all these different patterns, and they are extremely malleable and comfortable. So when you're working out, also, you don't want leather because it soaks in all this stuff. So you get one of these guys, and you get ones that have like an indentation, so it doesn't, you know, get all the sweat get trapped, things like that. And again, I put a link to these bands too. One other thing, I'm going to go ahead and pan back down here just real quick, just to show you how you charge. So, you know, it came with that charger and the cable. It didn't come with a brick, so you have to put it in your own power supply. But to charge, it's the first time I'm charging it in 3 days, or 2 days, 22 hours, is, again, see those contacts? You match them up, and all you do is you pop it in here, and you press, and now you're charging. You can see right there, we're charging now. Very nice. Oh, look at that. I never noticed that it does that, because again, I haven't sat here and charged it other than when I first got it, so I didn't know it did all this. Well, check that out. I love it. I love it. So if someone were to ask me right now on my channel, what's the best thing you reviewed all year, that the most bang for your buck, the highest value product, it would be the AmazeFit by Xiaomi, Huami, Xiaomi, whoever. AmazeFit. Perfect name for a perfect watch for the price. Alright, link is in the description box below. GearBest, $105. Get it before they're out. It's a flash sale going on. And again, I rushed. This review is not seamless or perfect in any way, because I'm sort of rushing to get this to you. I would have liked to review it even more, to be even more familiar with it, but I don't want you to miss out, because really I'm just leaving you one day to grab that flash deal that's on GearBest. So if you're looking for a smartwatch, sport watch, and you're moderately, but not, you know, if you're I got to stress this in such a way, if you are super detailed workout where you're going to have fine graphs of everything that you do, go with a Garmin. I say that in every smartwatch review and sport watch review. Even when I did the Samsungs, I did the Samsung Fit, as well as I don't think I've ever reviewed this guy, but if I did, I would tell you Garmin is the way to go for that very minute, detailed kind of data. You know, if you're doing serious racing and marathons and things like that. But if you're just a casual kind of person who's trying to lose weight, or you just sort of run and you just want to record it, maybe keep it track, maybe share it, these other guys and this is all you need. It's perfect, and it doesn't have that full feature set that your Android Wear have, but to be honest, everyone that I know that have these watches, okay, you have all those fun things, and you play with them, and you delete your battery right away for the first week or two, and then you usually just sort of back off, and you're only using those few things. And those few things that most people will end up using that are actually useful in their lives is what you will find on the AmazeFit. So, and that's how you can end up getting that great battery life with all the features that are most desirable in a normal person's life. Alright, well, thank you very much for joining me here at the Gear Obsession channel. I really do appreciate every friend, viewer, subscriber, and especially you. And I hope you have a great day or evening. Take care. Bye.